David, any issues team-wise after Saturday?
No immediate issues. I think a few bumps and bruises. Quick turnaround, obviously, with it being Saturday, Tuesday, but nothing significant. Everyone's trained this morning. The only two that are definitely out would be Josh Campbell and Rudy Molotnikov. He's obviously longer term anyway. Rudy, Josh should be okay, hopefully, potentially by the weekend. Hope to get back involved. He was on the grass today, but not quite ready yet. Miguel trained today. We'll just see how he is though, because he is very much seen how he reacts, because he's recovering from a bit of an illness. So he'll be pushing for the squad. We'll just see if he recovers, and everybody else obviously in a pretty good place off the back of a very important 3 points at the weekend there.
There's a couple of boys coming back obviously from injury as well, like Joe Newell, who'll be desperate to play, I'm sure. But it's a hard, game to get into now because your midfield's been playing so well recently.
Definitely, I think it's great to have Joe back in the squad. You've seen that at the weekend, what he brings, even just his voice before the game, his voice during the game. I can hear him on the bench. He is very much great to have him back and involved. The next bit for him is he'll want minutes, clearly, that's what he'll be looking to do. But you rightly point out there that he's got competition to get back into the team. The one thing Joe does is he trains properly, pushes and drives the standards all the time, and he knows exactly he wants the team to be successful, and he'll just do everything he can when he gets his opportunity to make sure he takes it.
What do you make of Motherwell this season? Because a great win again at the weekend. I've seen them a couple of times and it's so exciting to watch.
Yeah, they've done very well. Obviously, new manager coming in and got them playing in a very different style very quickly. So, very good coach. You can clearly see that. Got to a semi-final. Difficult to do. So I think they've had a very good start to the season, as you say, off the back of a very strong performance away to Kelly. That's always a difficult place to go with added to the surface, everything else, but they still play the same way. And they're an exciting team to watch. I agree, they've got a lot of threats within there as well, a lot of pace on the break, and a lot of people that can handle the ball. So they've certainly got a way of playing. We're ready for that. We're prepared for it. It's probably the only team we've not played now. This is going into the second round, but clearly it's been a rearranged fixture. But we couldn't go in any better sort of form ourselves. We're feeling good about that, and it should be then. It's got all the makings of a good game on Tuesday night.
In terms of this part of the season, it's normally when clubs start to put their foot down and really find out by the end of December where clubs are likely to be come sort of in April and May. Is that what you tell your players? I know one game at a time, but you've got big clumpy games now between now and the end of the year, but you really could make your mark.
Yeah, I think when I think about how the seasons went for us this season, after that first round of fixtures, it was a bit of a reset for us, and looking at how we need to, or how we feel, to try and stamp the authority on the league. How can you then start to put more points on the board in this next round of fixtures? I think usually you do start to see a little bit of consistency within teams, let's just say, but at the same time this league, everybody beats everybody, so it does change dramatically all the time. I think you look at, we're a brilliant example of that last season. You said there by Christmas, well, this time last year I think we might be bottom of the league, maybe one. I think the Aberdeen game must be about a year about now, so not really in terms of by Christmas, because it's so tight it could keep going. But I think the second round of fixtures, as you say, once you go round again, you've seen everybody twice, then the window then opens as well, and you sort of find out where you are and where you feel you need to add, or what your situation looks like, or are you protecting what you've got as well, because everyone's got assets in their squads as well. So I think it's always an exciting time of year. It's when I used to enjoy it the most as a player, to be honest, when the games come thick and fast, and it is probably when teams start to move.
You preempted my next question, but about the window, and undoubtedly plans already in place, players that you're looking at, but does this give you another opportunity to sharpen up, say, right, we definitely need this X, Y, Z for the second part of the season?
No, I think we've got as you say, a process in place that even though the window's closed, the work that goes on behind the scenes, I know I say that all the time, about identifying areas within the squad that we feel if something can be done, we could look to improving it, and the support's always been there to try and do that. We are always working towards that. And then if I think back to even last season, keeping the squad together at times as well. We have got a period coming up where we're going to lose a few players for international duty at this busy period. But we believe we've got the squad to deal with that. And it is probably making sure we keep everybody fit pulling in the same direction and making sure that by coming into January that we are able to look at it to see if we feel we need to do something, because a lot can change between now and then. As you say, there's probably 8 or 9 fixtures before the window probably opens, so it probably puts you in a position where you get a little look at the table and where you think you can end up. But I don't think we'll be looking at it by any means looking at saying, right, we need to go and strengthen this if we want to finish in a certain position. I think there is very much a plan in place that we'll be sticking to, and if, as always, if something can be done to make us better, we'll try to do that.
And finally for me then, this, you say that these players are going to be going away, which is natural, it always happens at this time of the year. Would you like to see the winter break introduced once again, in terms of, because it'd be a little bit fairer, because some teams will have more players away than others, and yet they've still got to fulfil.
Yeah, I don't think, you certainly can't use it as an excuse, because when you sign players, you know that comes with the players that you sign, potentially with them. So I'm not so sure about that. I was always mixed in terms of, do you want the break, do you not? I think sometimes it can be a real benefit. It's like anything, if you're going into it in good form, you don't want it. If you are, you maybe need the break, you need to reset. An opportunity to maybe go and do, if you're bringing a big turnover of players, for example, in January, or you feel you're going to bring a few in and get your business done early, you might have an opportunity to get a lot of work on the training pitch, so that can be beneficial. So it's different at different times, at different seasons, you want that, I think. But I also think we do it for the reason sometimes because the weather's poor, but then you end up cramming all the games in when the weather in Scotland doesn't get any better, so it probably doesn't help. So I'm probably sitting on the fence on that one, to be honest. I think the players would probably rather a wee break now and again, because then they get a couple of days off. But I'm probably going to sit on the fence on that one.
A politician's answer.
Probably, there you go.
Dave, I would put a few wins together now. Do you get any sense of the similar sense rather of momentum building the same way it did kind of just over a year ago?
Honestly, I don't think the momentum's really lost us in terms of internally. I think there's been a bit of frustration at times because we do believe we could have picked up more points than we have done in certain games. And I think the frustration comes from that because of what the standards were probably set. But it's probably just confirming to the players now, and that momentum and belief that's starting to build with recent results have been really positive, that we're going in the right direction. It's everything we spoke about, and it's great having that in our belief and saying you're doing the right things, and I'm demonstrating to players why I believe this will turn if we keep doing these things. But then when it starts to, you start to get the results, you get even more buy-in for the players there, you get even more togetherness within the group. But it is very easy for me to say now that we've had a couple of positive results that I always believed in the group would, it certainly has never been a crisis this season at all. When you think back to how far we've come for last year, certainly. And all we've done at this moment in time is put ourselves in a very good position. At this stage of the season, especially compared to last year, but the league's going to be the same again. It's going to be really tight, and it is about making sure you set yourself small goals and keep moving forward all the time and keep improving all the time.
And that mantra of catching the team ahead of you is obviously something that served you really well.
Mm-hmm.
You must look at the teams that are right at the top and the thought that you're that close, you can get right in the mix, right at the top of the table. Definitely,
I think, obviously we think we're the only fixture tomorrow night, so gives us the opportunity. It'll be a difficult one, but if you can go and win the game tomorrow night, and then I know we don't play till Sunday, but off the back of that, you're playing against a team directly above you at the minute, and we could play before we play them again, so you could be looking at potentially, if you go and get 6 points, you could go above them. So I think that's certainly, we would never look past Motherwell at this moment in time, because you need to go and get ready for that one. But the flip side to that is we'll be the only team playing 14 games, so if you don't take advantage of that, then there's different ways you can look at it. It is about making sure that we're doing the right things and feeling like we're doing the right things all the time, and we keep progressing and we keep looking at setting these small targets all the time, because I did feel this round of fixtures now as an opportunity for this group of players to try and stamp their authority on the league, and we're certainly starting to go in the right direction.
I feel the opportunity there to, at the very least, close the gap between what Rangers, Celtic at the moment, and the rest of the top side.
Yeah, I think you just need to keep. It's the whole cliche, taking it game by game. But if we can, obviously, if you get 3 points tomorrow night with nobody else playing, it puts you in a very good position. We've just talked about that. But it is so tight. It's a difference of back-to-back wins, what that looks like in this league. I think that's something that will remain the same, especially because there's so many games in such a short period of time over the Christmas period. That if you can go on a good run of form in this round of fixtures, it does really set you up for the second half of the season.
Obviously, a lot of the focus has been on Hearts when they're in top of the league, but do you feel like it's opening up a little bit for you guys to force your way into the mix?
I think as Hearts are in front of us at the moment and we're trying to catch them. I think that's the same. You always try and catch that team in front of you. It's something we've already spoke about just a second ago. We've got a chance tomorrow night to take another 3 points closer to where we want to get to, and that's all we're thinking about. We don't need to be looking at what other teams are doing, worrying about what else other people are doing at this stage. I said it probably 3-4 weeks ago, before we'd even played every team. There's a lot of football still to be played. We've still to play Hearts 3 times, Rangers 3 times, Celtic 3 times potentially. So that's as long as we go and make sure we finish at the right stage of the league. So there's a lot of football still to be played, and it is very much moving in the right direction for us, but we need to keep concentrating on what we're doing and keep worrying about getting better all the time.
You touched on it before, it was a year ago this week, that Aberdeen game. I mean, what a contrast between where you were a year ago and where you could potentially be by the end of this week.
Yes, very much so. I think it's been quite a quick year, to be honest, though, when I think about it. So when I think about how that first period, certainly learnt a lot in the first year in terms of management and what my first year looked like, from maybe 30 seconds away from potentially losing your job when you think about the fact that we went, was it 3-2 down with 30 seconds to go. So to then be sitting where we finished, and then the success for last season and the feel-good factor around the club and moving in the right direction, and then putting ourselves in a good position now. That's all we've done, though. We just gave ourselves the opportunity just now, and the biggest confidence I take is for the group, because they do keep working hard. They are very humble. They want to keep improving all the time. So it's good to work with.